All right, well, we're just getting orientated here with Jim and Friends Read the News.
Hello.
And it's really just Friends Read the News because Jim's in Ireland, but he's going to call in.
There's no Jim tonight.
There's no Jim, just Friends. Just the FOJs. SOJ. Fodges.
Yep.
All right.
Alright, we are rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling. That's weird. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, yeah.
So
Father's Day.
it is.
I remember.
What
my
day of the year is it? It's June 17th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And well, what are some of the big news items that you, Justin, can think of off the top of your head? Without, oh, wait, we got a call right off the bat. We got a call.
Got a call.
Oh my God. Hello.
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey! Is this
How you doing?
Read the News?
Yes, it is.
I'm Jim.
Hi, Danya.
I hear the music in the background. That's nice.
That was Irish washerwoman
Nice.
busting that one out.
Are you drunk?
So, when,
It's 3 in the morning out there. All the bars are closed by that time, right?
What was that?
3 in the morning out in Ireland. All the bars are closed, right?
Oh yeah, bars are closed. Actually, we
Just
tried
really
going
tired.
into a bar at midnight and it was closed. They kicked us out.
Huh.
I always
They
knew it.
told us that it was closed, and then some other guys right behind me, who I believe were more Irish, they told them the same thing. So I don't think it was discrimination. I think it was real.
Are you seeing
But
a lot of Americans out there?
yes, and Wisconsin people, for that matter.
Really?
I think we were hitting about one a day on average.
Wisconsin people are everywhere.
Wisconsin.
Cheeseheads.
Yep. I didn't hear. I was just kind of going on thing. When did you guys start? Did the show just start?
Just started.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm good then. All right.
Did you?
Uh,
So did you hear it? Did you hear the show when you were? Did you ever get to get it on your phone or whatever? You were listening to it?
Last week?
No, just now.
No, I'm still. It's still. I can't get it.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious.
I think it might be something with the iPad. The iPad is telling me I have to download something and get the Flash player to see this player. I could maybe do that. I don't know. It's not my iPad though.
So,
Not really a big deal.
yeah.
Anyway,
Important thing is that you're here.
I can hear you.
Well, can you give us any special reports from Ireland? Where are you? Which part of Ireland?
Special reports from Ireland. Well, okay, first report is I'm in Belfast, Northern Ireland, which is not Ireland. Which this is news right here, news to me. I'm sure other people already know this, but Northern Ireland and Ireland are not. They are not the same. They are not waving the same flag.
Really? So Northern... Oh, yeah, right. Northern Ireland is the more oppressive. They're the British. They're like siding with the British.
Northern Ireland is British. They're still with the Queen in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, they close their bars at midnight.
Yeah, they close their bars at midnight and they're
Real oppressive.
It's kind of like Northern Wisconsin versus South Milwaukee.
Ireland is what they call in Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland. And that would be what I think most people, when you hear the word Ireland, you think of the country of, or the Republic of Ireland, I found out, which is the IRA, which I've always remember hearing about the IRA, and the IRA is the Republic of Ireland. I don't know the first part. They're the Ireland Republic.
Yeah, Irish. This is, yeah.
Irish Republic, something, I don't know. Anyway, the Republic of Ireland is Southern Ireland, and then Northern Ireland is the small little northern part, of which where you had a lot of the, what's the word, I guess terrorism back in the 70s. Because, well, it was civil distress. It was a civil war, really.
Yeah.
Civil distress.
It's a little bit like a slightly less intense version of what happens with Palestine and Israel.
Yeah, and
a much longer history.
right,
If you don't
and with,
include the Israeli history, which says that it dates back to thousands of years ago, but anyway, the Irish have been have been kind of colonized by the British since I don't even know how far back, but a long time. So
and if you want to look into what happened with that, it was in the 1920s when the Irish Republic actually started really revolting. And you suggested the movie that I started to watch, didn't get through it all.
The Wind That Shakes the Barley.
But yes, The Wind That Shakes the Barley, and you will see why, or you'll see some of the oppression there that actually sparked a lot of that. Watch The Wind That Shakes the Barley if you want to get into the northern versus southern Irish beginning, or not the beginning, but
yeah, because it dates back really far.
oh yeah, it goes back to like when England first started sending people over here, which also, now we're on it, weirdly, so you got Ireland, you got Northern Ireland, it all looks pretty much the same, right? It's, it's the same island, so it looks like Ireland. I don't know what it is exactly, but Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland looks different.
Really?
Yeah, not in the landscape, obviously, because that's the same. But, well, for one, the easiest one is that the flags are different. One's got Irish flags, the green, white, and orange, and one's got British flags. And also, for lack of a better way to describe it, Northern Ireland looks more BBC. I don't know how else to explain it. But once you get into Northern Ireland, I was like, this looks more like what I, just from watching television, picture England to look like than when we were in other the more Irish or Southern Irish places.
And then the Southern Irish places look more like what you imagine Ireland to look like?
It's Ireland. Southern Ireland is Ireland. I should just say Ireland.
But what are some of the characteristics?
It's Ireland and Northern Ireland. It's only in Northern Ireland where they call Ireland South Ireland. And of course, and with that little differentiating, people in South Ireland, when there is a town called Londonderry, which is the town of Derry, which is always the town of Derry when Ireland was around. The Gaelic, which is Gaelic is the native tongue of Irish people. It is the town called Derry, but it is now officially Londonderry. And people, especially even this one guy when we went to Brazenhead, which is the oldest pub in Ireland, which dates back to 1198. 1198.
Wow.
1198. There's been a pub there since 1198. So that's like a long freaking time. The bartender there looked at our itinerary, of which it said Londonderry on it. And he looked at it and said, cross that London off of there. And there's a lot of animosity about the use of London in the name of the city, Londonderry. They don't like to call it Londonderry, they just want to call it Derry.
Yeah, I've heard
Northern Ireland people.
It's a funny name too, Derry. Is it referring to Derry? What's
Derry, the city.
Is it Derry?
D-R-R-Y.
Oh, it's not D-A-I.
No, it's
okay.
D-R-R-Y. But yeah, so when we got to Northern Ireland, like Northern Ireland people were referring to Southern Ireland, of which we were in, and Ireland, which is Southern Ireland, I guess, or Ireland, when they talk about certain things in the north, will cross out the British stuff. They don't want to deal with any of the British stuff. So there is still even with that some obvious discrimination going on. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as it was back like 70s, that U2 song Bloody Sunday.
Yeah. Well, it was even, I think things were still pretty tense during the Clinton times.
No, it's still like, I even our tour guide, Woody, who is my cousin's boyfriend, who's showing us around Ireland because he lived in Belfast here. He went to school here for his master's, which is why we're here. But we're visiting, and he's giving us a tour. But even he says, like, you don't really want to bring any of this stuff up really in public per se. Not that they're really going to like do anything too rash to you, but you just don't want to bring up, like, there's still a lot of hard feelings going on.
Well, but I mean, there's hard feelings, but wouldn't some people, if you said that you were, say, siding with the Southern Irish, that they would, in a sense, maybe...
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't like that.
Like to hear that?
No, they wouldn't want to hear that. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
They wouldn't want to hear, in the South, they wouldn't want to hear that you side with the South? You side with them?
Right, you wouldn't want to necessarily take sides.
Oh, I see. Or sympathize with them, let's say?
Are you going to ask who I emphasize with?
Oh, no, I wasn't asking you specific. I mean, I know that I would, because I always side with the underdog in most.
I emphasize with the Irish people who are the Southern Irish. Because, like I said, when I got to Northern Ireland, I was like, wow, this is a little different. This isn't necessarily like Ireland. or at least what I was introduced to Ireland as, because when I first got here, we were in all southern places, and once we got into the north, I was like, oh, it seems different. So, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. At the same, I also saw that movie, the When the Shakes the Barley thing.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got a little history from a movie as to what was going on. I was like, oh, yeah, no, I don't know. If I had to pick a side, I would say just call the whole place Ireland.
Yeah, I mean,
And
things are life is complicated. That's the one thing about politics that conclusion I've come to is you never know. You know, everything is complicated, but
It is.
But at the same time, there are certain things that are obvious. You know, it's like black people were oppressed in the South. You know,
right.
Irish people have been oppressed by the British. It's kind of, those are some things. You know, the Native Americans were obviously
Right.
oppressed by the white people who came to America.
Well, I guess it's how do you feel about colonization? Do
Right.
you feel colonization was justified, or was colonization something that maybe should be? I don't even know what to say. It's a sticky issue.
I would say that it's one of those things that, of course, it's a terrible thing, and yet at the same time, I mean, if you reversed history and eliminated it,
Right.
you would change the whole face of the planet Earth. It would be a whole different the reality would be so different, you can't imagine what the world would be like at all.
The only thing for America to really put it as is well, should America just give America back to the Native Americans?
Right.
And forget the United States and just go back to,
Or should there be reparations for the British?
Yeah,
not for the British, for the all the ex-slaves and the families of people who were slaves. Which, I mean, in all, reparations would be probably a good thing in one way or another, but again, it's just so deeply embedded. Like, at this point, there's so much history. I mean, it's so much is thrown into a different kind of state that it's almost impossible to know how to proceed. But at least it's good when people admit things, like the South Africa. I mean, the Truth and Reconciliation thing of South Africa seemed like a very wise move,
in South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa, the way that they...
What did they actually do now in South Africa?
They had a Truth and Reconciliation committee, and instead of, reparations necessarily, they had a tribunal, and people were encouraged to kind of, come up and at least say what happened, I believe. And so at least things were the story was put straight.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't there a movie about that apartheid thing going on out there?
So
I'm sure there's got to be some movies about apartheid.
They thought they should bring it to the table and at least all right.
Yeah, instead of just
let's talk about what happened in the past.
Yeah, and also sort of making it, I think that they sort of made it so that if you were one of the oppressors, if you were a white person who committed crimes of, against humanity or whatever, at least, I think they made it so it was at least safe for those people to come forward and maybe apologize and explain what happened or something like that. To be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure how Truth and Reconciliation works, but I know that it wasn't just if you happen to have been a person who was, say, a police officer who beat South Africans, and oppressed them, you may not be in prison for what you did, but you would be asked to come and at least talk about it and admit what happened, and it's so that people are able to move on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I think it was kind of a radical new approach to, instead of just punishing those people violently and then they would be angry and then it would create an endless cycle, the way you have it in between Palestine and Israel in a way where it's just like eye for an eye. Same with Ireland, where it's just when you get into this eye for an eye thing, even though there's obviously a bad guy, there are people who kind of start the fight or whatever. But once people start hitting back, then everybody becomes guilty parties in a way. And
right, then it's the same.
yeah,
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm just getting from where I'm at, and I'm also, it's 3 o'clock in the morning here, and my historical facts may not be exactly true, so I don't want to say that I again, know everything here. This is what from what I gathered.
Well, Jim, you've been there about a week. You should understand. You should understand this history through and through at this point.
I got a bit, but I don't want to.
No, I'm just kidding. I was teasing.
I don't want to start stomping on toes and say that I know enough where I think I do.
No, I don't think anyone. I mean, it's really hard to talk about history.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like talking about. It's hard enough to talk about personal histories. You know, like if I had to talk about Jim Van Vonderen, you know, there's a million things. I don't know. I'd have my story all screwed up. Let alone talk about a whole country.
Oh my. Oh man, what was that called? The trial or the true. What did we just talk about with the South Africans? They call it.
Oh, Truth and Reconciliation.
Truth and Reconciliation. Yeah, we don't want the Truth and Reconciliation of the Jim Van Vonderen story.
Well, I have some Irish news.
Just kidding. Ooh, what's that?
Well, that's a good idea.
A sculpture of red deer were unveiled in Killarney. Were you anywhere near
I
Killarney?
was in Killarney.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you
Killarney.
happened to see a bronze life-size sculpture of 2 stags locked in confrontation, erected in front of the town's courthouse. It was unveiled at the weekend. They say at the weekend. We would never say at the weekend. We'd say during the weekend.
At the weekend?
Yeah, at the weekend. At the weekend.
Oh, I may have just missed it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I was.
Were you there at the weekend? No?
I think I was at Killarney at the Thursday, which isn't quite the weekend.
But did you go? Were you in front of the town courthouse?
It's not a huge place. I was in the definite area of the downtown, but as far as the courthouse, I don't recall the courthouse per se. I remember a big, like, kind of square. I don't think that was necessarily a courthouse though. And like I also say, I was there on Thursday. Today's Sunday. Today's Saturday. I believe I was there on Thursday, so I was not there at the weekend.
Are you going to be there on? Are you gonna? Oh wait, this may be old news, but Bloomsday. Did Bloomsday come already, or is it past?
Doomsday?
Bloomsday.
Oh.
Yeah, Doomsday hit you a little here ahead of us a little bit.
I've never heard of Bloomsday myself, but you will need a parasol to celebrate Bloomsday on Saturday, as rain and sunshine took turns to look down on Dublin's annual celebration of James Joyce. Oh, okay, that's Bloomsday is a celebration of James Joyce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joyceans put on their
see a lot
period
of
costumes.
James Joyce, like little things. When I didn't see any exhibits or anything, just in pamphlets.
Well, I guess this was yesterday. Yesterday must have been Bloomsday. And it's to mark the day Leopold Bloom made his famous perambulation around the streets of Dublin. Were you in Dublin?
I was in Dublin the first 2 days.
Saturday? No.
No.
Aren't you missing everything in
It would have been
Ireland?
Monday and Tuesday. Well, I know what I did see yesterday.
What's that?
I saw an orange parade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was in Ballymoney. And what an orange parade is, it goes back to the old Northern Ireland conflict again. But we happened to be there on the right day for that, speaking of being in the right place at the right time. So we were there for the parade on that, and what that is it's a bunch of bands who march through Ballymoney with kind of like the national pride for Northern Ireland.
Oh.
So that's the Queen again.
Mm-hmm.
So the British thing, but I did see that, and that was interesting. That was something. Something my dad noticed is all the people didn't necessarily look too happy though watching that parade.
Oh, huh.
There weren't a whole lot of smiles.
Like it was kind of a
Once you-
fake
It was
celebration.
yeah, it wasn't. I wouldn't say people were upset or anything, but you know, you got a parade and you got normally a lot of people like yelling yay and happy and waving and stuff.
Yeah.
No, not happening.
That's kind of what Locust Street Days was this year.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh man, it was so awesome.
Justin got wasted.
Yeah, I was
Justin
wasted.
got hit in
That's working.
Hey. Is Justin there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of listening.
So, are you on like the pro Bono side or the anti-Bono side of Ireland?
Am I what?
Fine, are you too?
Yeah, I mean, never mind. No. No, I was like,
Am I pro the Queen?
no, Bono.
Oh, Bono. Is Bono,
Yeah.
he's from Dublin,
Oh, okay.
or Dublin-y area. So he's Ireland. Hence I think everyone should go listen to that song, Bloody Sunday. Because now that I know what that's all about. I saw the place where the Bloody Sunday happened and got the history from our tour guide Woody on that. And yeah, that's Tony Blair finally, after a big long investigation, I guess, retracted and said, or not retract, I don't know what you call it, but apologized and said that that whole Bloody Sunday incident there was no excuse for it, and it shouldn't have happened. And so I guess the Queen apologized in a way through Tony Blair.
So has it been raining a lot over there?
Yes, it has. It rains a lot. On and off, but not like heavy. Very light. The way I feel Seattle would be, but I've never been to Seattle.
Was there an ice storm last week?
No ice storm, no. It's
No?
actually very, like, as far as temperature goes, not that bad.
Oh,
Just a lot of drizzle.
okay, that's not what we're reading.
Well,
Nah.
yeah, according to
There we
my
go.
Yeah. Where are you again, Jim?
What's that?
Nothing.
This is Dungal or something like that. Dungal. In June,
Dungal?
winter-like scene.
No, it's not winter like at all. I wouldn't call it winter at all. I'd call it very springy.
So what'd you do after, like, you found out the bars were closed at midnight?
Oh, tonight?
Yeah. I mean, that's 3 hours.
Oh, well, I finally got an international calling card because I had an international calling card in Ireland. But once I got to Northern Ireland, I went to go use it, and it didn't work because they're all different here and stuff.
oh,
I had to get a
that's
different
annoying.
calling card. Right, yeah. So I wasted €5 on a calling card I'll never be able to use. But anyway.
Sucks.
Yeah. But anyway, I got a different one now, and now here I am. But yeah, so apparently, they're so I can't even use the calling card from there. I had to get a whole new Northern Ireland calling card.
Were you anywhere near County Kerry? Or County Kerry?
Kerry?
Kerry.
Yeah, I was near there. What was going on there?
Well, apparently a large section of the coastal cliff of Mount Brandon fell in the sea due to rain. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like you just
Ireland
leave
is-
to places, and then like
I
there's an
wasn't- I
ice
wasn't-
storm,
I
and
wasn't-
then
we weren't
Sculptures
there.
erected.
We were near there.
It's a good thing you
close
went.
enough, obviously.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to fall into the sea.
So, like you said, you bumped into some Wisconsin people there.
Yeah.
About one a day. What do you think of them? Like, I mean, speaking now from an outsider
What do I think of
point of view,
Wisconsin
like,
people?
yeah, what do they like outside of, their comfort? I mean, what, they just
Well, you know,
pretty annoying.
they're Wisconsin people. The one big one, there was a group of sisters who were here doing kind of like a family history tour, catching up on their roots type thing. 4 sisters, and they had a few Guinnesses, as had we. Anyway, but got into a lot of Packer Go Pack Goes and talking and stuff. Actually, the one has a son going to UW Milwaukee in the film department.
Wow.
And is doing a documentary on Pat McCurdy.
Oh my
I so
god.
happen to know Matta has like a 30-hour archive of Pat McCurdy concerts.
Oh, so you can hook them up.
That's what I'm thinking.
I
Yeah.
don't even think he wants that.
If Matta will let us do that.
Oh, right. Then you got to deal with Dave.
But yeah, I don't
You
know.
gotta get past the
Maybe we're gonna charge him for it. I don't know how that works. I hope not, but I don't make the rules. But I would hope we don't charge him for it. I mean, it's community access. You should be allowed access to that footage when you're doing a Pat McCurdy documentary. That should be fine. You just have to credit Matta with the footage. That's fine. Put a little courtesy of Matta on there, and we'll be good. I would hope.
You would hope.
I would hope. I don't know though. When I was talking to her, I was like, I hope. I think I can help them. I know we have like a ridiculous archive of Pat McCurdy concerts, so I would think that would be good for someone doing a documentary on him.
Were you in Dublin anytime between 10 a.m. Friday to 2 p.m. Saturday?
10 p.m. Friday and 2 p.m. Saturday. Oh, since last week or just like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
It's a yes or no question, dude.
Oh, too bad. You missed 111 authors who took to the podium against the clock at the Irish Writers' Centre in Dublin. And they shattered the previous German-held record for the longest reading of a book.
The longest reading of the book.
Yeah, consecutive reading of a book.
Without stopping.
Yeah, non-stop reading, world record. It doesn't seem like such an amazing record, but 111 authors took to the podium to read Irish writers, to read
How long did they
a
go?
book, or to read Irish
They just
literature.
read one book. They just,
Yeah, from 10 a.m. Friday until
They
2
just-
p.m. Saturday. That's not that long. That's not even the
they
length
just
of
read
it.
slower is all they did.
I think it's maybe more the number of authors, that it's actual authors, 111 of them.
Oh, that's a lot of authors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Author Roddy Doyle, who read from his book The Van, said it's a great event.
Wait. Oh, you know what I did see? I don't know how that made me think of this, but Wisconsin ties in golf. The U.S. Open was today,
No.
And I saw.
See, we don't know what's going on in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been researching Ireland all week.
Well, I'm glad you researched Ireland. I've just been here.
Yeah, we were worried. There's like
America.
all kinds of horrible weather and things exploding all over the place. We're like, oh no.
No, we've been good here. Just running into a lot of Wisconsin stuff. And all of that Wisconsin stuff. The golfer, not Rory McIlroy, that's the other one. Shoot. No, I'm going to forget his name because I've never heard of him before today. Not super current.
It's very unprofessional of you, Jim.
On the golf, but I am on the internet right now because he was winning. He was co-leader going in today, and I saw his golf bag today at the Irish, where they have the Irish Open, the Ballymorey. I'm not great at pronunciation. Anyway, saw his golf bag, and the funny thing is, his golf bag that's there has a badger on it, Wisconsin badger, because it was his bag that he had from Whistling Straits, when Whistling Straits was the U.S. Open golf course.
I see.
So,
Whistling Straits is in Wisconsin?
His name was, here it is. His name was Graham McDowell. And 39 minutes ago, that's not right. But anyway, Graham McDowell, that was his bag that I saw, and I'm trying to see who won the U.S. Open today. And it's not coming up so easy for some reason. And, he lost to Webb Simpson. But he took second place. He tied for second place today, Graham McDowell, who I saw his Wisconsin Badger golf bag today in Ireland, with a nice big Bucky the Badger on it. And he lost by one stroke today in the U.S. Open.
Jeez.
Another Wisconsin, yet another Wisconsin tie on the Ireland trip, which there were many.
Yeah. Ooh.
Here, I got one that, like, probably my favorite story ever of all time. Like, yeah, Jim, you showed me this one. It's pretty good. The piggyback bandit.
Don't tell me he's up to it again.
He's back at it again.
Yeah. But did you already read this one? You never read this one. You were going to.
This is a different one.
The
It's a
piggyback
different
bandit?
one. Yeah.
I feel like
You just told me about it. Yeah, no, it was like, okay, school officials in 5 states are on alert for a Seattle weirdo dubbed the Piggyback Bandit, who has been showing up at high school sports games and swindling athletes into giving them piggyback rides.
Right.
It's like Sherwin Sheehan. 28 has been banned from schools in North Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, Washington, and Oregon.
Yeah, Sherwin
Yeah.
Sheehan. 28.
5'8", 250-pound oddball shows up at basketball games in a jersey and shorts and poses as a volunteer, snagging drinks during timeouts, laying out jerseys, and even offering players rub-downs.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
I think we
piggyback
have covered this, but you just covered it way more than I did. So wait, he was giving out rub-downs?
Yeah, and rub-downs and, like, stealing drinks and stuff. And then, when the game ends...
I do not remember that part.
Yeah, he gives them massages during the game, but then once the game's over, he expects payback.
You expect a
He expects a payback ride. He makes himself appear as if he's limited or handicapped. I think he plays an empathy card, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
It's a little creepy.
That's pretty wild.
Creepy or
He's still more than piggyback rides too, apparently.
yeah.
He has more than a dozen convictions in Washington for charges including trespassing, criminal impersonation, resisting arrest, and drug possession.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that guy who used to wear a rainbow wig and he had it was John, something from the Bible, John, some number like 7.
316.
Yeah, John 3. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or you just know John 3:16? Do you know the
There's a
guy?
wrestler who...
Yeah, the wrestler, Steve Austin.
Yeah, Steve Austin, 316.
Oh, but there was a guy who would go to all the football games and he wore a big rainbow wig, a white guy with glasses, and he would always dance at all the football games, and he had a shirt that said John something.
Yeah, probably
What,
John
what
316.
football games?
It just everywhere. He was famous. He became famous, and there was a documentary about him because then it went on. I'd have to look it up. Maybe next show I can like elaborate on it. But he ended up becoming famous for some other crazy thing. It might have even gotten kind of serious. But here, speaking of serious things, in the Sun today, Armaglutton, Fatty's big appetites could wipe out mankind.
Huh.
Yeah, overweight
Oh, man.
people could bring about the end of mankind by gobbling up all our foodstuffs. Shock
Well,
study
I
claims.
actually always have wondered that.
Yeah, scientists fear the soaring number of larger people will place crippling demands on the globe's food resources. I don't know if you guys know the Sun, but I don't know the Sun that well, but I think it's one of Rupert Murdoch's
Yeah,
tabloids.
that was his. Well, that was the first one he took over, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might be, yeah. Armaglutton. It's kind of true.
Button.
And they show an American. What I like about it is it's all about how Americans are just
Yeah, and
chewing up the world. Fatties. Fatties, big appetites.
we will all be squashed.
Thinking of that, I've been eating good here in Ireland.
Oh yeah?
That's a good Irish food.
What is Irish food like?
There's a lot of coastal food, a lot of fishing. You know, it's like there's a lot of coast, and there you got the ocean, of course, it's island. So a lot of fish. I've been eating a lot of fish when I can. What was some of the fishing?
Pike.
Trying to think of some. No, there was this one weird one. It was called monkfish.
Oh yeah.
And have you ever seen a monkfish? Anyone ever seen one of these things?
No, but we have this fancy thing called Google.
Google?
It's called Google. There's
No.
pictures of everything in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Google fish.
Wow. Anyone listening, go look up a monkfish. It is a disgusting looking fish, really. Yeah, you just gotta look this thing up. M-O-N-K fish.
Oh.
Monk, like that, yeah, monkfish, not, yeah, it is a gross looking fish, but it was pretty good.
Tasty.
It's always best not to know what the
I've
fish
heard
is.
that some of the fish that they make, the fish patties at McDonald's are like horrifying looking fish, and they had to rename them because they had a horrible name too, but I forget what they are. It's some kind of,
Fish.
isn't it?
Oh,
It's some kind of disgusting fish that no one ever ate before. But but I was gonna say, did you hear that Rodney King died? I think it
yeah.
was today or yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Natural causes.
wasn't it? Or he died?
I
didn't say.
about him.
I didn't read it.
And he was like trying to get his life together and stuff.
Oh, when did you hear this?
I know, I saw an article, like, when we were going to the library and looking at magazines.
Oh. But you know what blows my mind is he died, I think he was found in a swimming pool, so he might have had a heart attack or something. Or else maybe the cops came and just finished him off in the
Yeah,
swimming pool.
Wow, yeah.
But what blows my mind is he's 47 years old. I thought he would be older than that.
Yeah, no, he was only 47.
So he must have been that whole beating must have been, he must have been like 26 years old or 27 years old when that happened.
Well, what was that? It was like 92, right?
Yeah, it was early 90s. Yeah, around 92.
I only know that because of Sublime.
Yeah.
Because April 26, 1992.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, where
Yep.
and it started going into the song about, there were a riot in the streets and wherever.
Oh, Sublime is a band.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That was a Rodney King, wasn't it?
My band at the time did a Rodney King song.
Yeah.
It went, Rodney King was really beaten. Wait, how does it go again? Rodney King was really beaten. Rodney King deserves justice. And there's a song. It was like
an Irish song.
kind of.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's fitting for the Irish show today.
Yeah, that was in the 90s. It was like 93, 94.
I have an article over here. Is my mic on? No. Oh, hey.
Sorry.
All right. Abercrombie and Fitch faces sex scandal lawsuit. Looks like the legal team at Abercrombie and Fitch is working overtime again. A former employee of the clothing store has filed a lawsuit claiming that the national chain sent him to a modeling agency that required him to masturbate in front of a camera. So,
What?
yeah.
Abercrombie and Fitch?
It's pretty standard.
While working in the store, Benjamin Bowers was referred to a modeling agent, Brian Hilburn, by the Abercrombie and Fitch casting director. Bowers alleges that after being flown to Jackson, Mississippi for a photo shoot, he was coaxed into masturbating in the nude in order to achieve a more relaxed look for his modeling portfolio, yeah.
Pretty standard, as Justin would say.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It sounds weird, but it works. Like,
Yeah. Huh. Alright, well that's that right there.
yeah. Chiseled and relaxed.
We got some celebrity news over here.
Ooh, celebrity news.
So this is about the late Amy Winehouse.
Oh.
This is her ode to her dad. She wrote like a bunch of letters that weren't sent to her father apparently. So in the age of email, the songstress regularly penned notes to her father, Mitch Winehouse. The Post got a glimpse of one of her intimate missives from the upcoming book, Amy, My Daughter. So, basically it's a little Father's Day blurb. He got 20-something notes that, she had written, which he had not received yet. So
Here's one. Local mom is 50, looks 30.
Wait, what?
What kind of news is that?
is this news or spam? I don't know.
No, I'm amazed. Tell me more.
From consumerlifestyletrends.com.
I have no doubt that's true.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
He was kind of like, I don't know.
it's a crazy world out there.
So, back in the day, apparently, people used to, like, pin down, like, their chests with iron rods, after people died to do this. So, it was a practice believed to stop the dead from turning into vampires. That's what they did in Bulgaria.
Oh.
I don't know, it doesn't really say
The wall
when.
vampires.
Yeah, they'd archaeologists unearthed centuries-old skeletons pinned down through their chests with iron rods. Pretty cool.
Vampirism. That's to keep people
Yeah,
from
that's
becoming vampires after they die.
I haven't seen any vampires in Ireland, so that's...
Have you seen any elephants?
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Did you hear about the elephant that escaped from a circus and caused havoc as he stormed through an Irish town recently?
Well, that's more Irish news?
Yeah. The
Where do I
elephant's
see
name
all
was
this great
Baby.
Irish news?
The elephant's name was Baby. I can't tell you more because my computer is not cooperating.
Man, I would have had a great song for that one.
Salt peanuts?
Right. Well,
Could do that one, but
hold on.
Baby Elephant
I
one.
had hold on, I had some, we're back on the Irish news. I had some Irish things to report here. Oh, give me 2 seconds.
There was a Chinese astronaut woman, the first astronaut, female astronaut, I believe. Or at least the first Chinese female astronaut. I'm just telling this from my memory. I don't have it in front of me. But I know it's a big story.
Yeah, I saw that today at the Chinese restaurant, but I couldn't read it. It was all in,
Chinese.
Yeah, so, but
They also unearthed another terracotta army in China. Yeah. You know those terracotta armies are like whole armies made of clay
Oh, yeah.
that they had in Xi'an, China.
Yeah. Yeah, like, how many thousands, right?
Oh yeah, no, they're whole armies of they're whole life-sized armies made of terracotta. They buried for the emperor.
That's crazy.
yeah. Here's more Chinese news. China's largest dairy producer by market value, Yili, they're called, recalled some baby formula after finding abnormal levels of mercury in some of its products. There's just a bunch of mercury in the baby formula, apparently.
Jeez.
Man.
There's a lot of Chinese news because here it says the USA frightens China with a super destroyer. China laughs. This is coming from. This is coming from.
They laugh.
It's like we can take it. We have.
Also, Venezuela's cooperation with Big Sister China. Venezuela is hooking up with China, but not only that, Iran is hooking up with China too, hooking up the oil with China. Yeah. China's going to be buying Iranian oil. So there's a lot.
Well,
this is all in the Russian news. What's that?
I thought they were already doing that. That was, or maybe.
Yeah.
Because because Halliburton. Well, I mean, the only Iran anyway. They couldn't buy. They weren't allowed to buy anything to refine their oil into petroleum, like into gasoline. So except through Halliburton. So what they were doing was just sending the crude oil over to China. They would refine it and then send it back to them.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that's what was going on, but now, yeah, with even more sanctions there and whatnot, and I think they tried to stop China and Russia from buying Iranian oil. So then, to get around that, they just switched the currency. They're not doing it with U.S. dollars anymore. Anyway, they were, I think they were using rubles. I'm not exactly sure. I forgot which one it was.
I don't know. They buy crude through normal channels from Iran. But there are all kinds of sanctions against it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of it, yeah. I know.
They just don't care.
I mean, that was an obvious one. Yeah, it's like you can only buy the stuff you need from Halliburton.
Did you guys hear about that crazy dust storm in Wuhan? I think it was Wuhan, China. The Chinese were blaming the farmers for burning crops, but everyone is pretty sure that it was a chemical factory that exploded, and the whole city was not just like a 9 million person city. I think it was Wuhan, China. and also like all kinds of other little cities nearby just were like enveloped in this like yellow fog, and everyone was told to just stay inside.
Sounds like
just close your windows and stay inside.
yeah, someone's burning their crops.
Yeah.
Someone's burning mustard out here.
Well, you know what? It's 9:56, and Chuck and Santiago are here, and they're ready to do their show. So we need to get off the stage
All right.
here.
Well, and I should probably get to sleep because it is about 4 o'clock in the a.m. here.
Okay, Jim. Well, when do you?
All right, we'll see ya.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you when you get back to Milwaukee then. Hey.
You know it. And I'll be back on Sunday to do news from Milwaukee. Maybe not as interesting as news from Ireland. I don't know.
Bring us some Irish candy.
What night do you get back here? Just curious.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay.
What-
And everybody out there in the listening audience, Jim is coming back
Yeah,
Tuesday
we only
night.
have one more night here.
What's your flight number?
All right, Jim.
I don't even know.
We gotta kick it.
All right, well, I better go. Say hi to Chuck and Santiago for me.
Okay.
And thank you guys again for holding down the fort on that side of the world.
Yeah. Sleep
And
well.
And I will see you soon. And to the listeners, thank you for listening. Jim and Friends, Read News. I'm gonna sign off, and you guys can take the end from here.
Okay, Jim.
All right, Jimbo.
All right, thanks.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was Jim of Jim and Friends.
Thank
Read the
God
news.
he called. I don't know what we were gonna do.
All right, you guys. I think we better get out of here so that those guys can get in here. It seems like it was a good show.
Now we know what monkfish is.
Now we know. Yep. Now we know what monkfish is.